Hi, everyone. It's Diane Evans with stampinwithdiane.com. I'm an independent Canadian Stampin' Up! Demonstrator here in the interior of British Columbia. So if you found me through YouTube, make sure that you're subscribed so that you get notified immediately. And if you're through Facebook, remember to give StreamYard permission so that I can basically know who is there and possibly answer some of your questions. So today is card sketch number 136, and this is pre-recorded, and the reason being is I'm away from my studio for the Christmas holidays, but I do hope that you have a wonderful holiday season. But card sketch number 136 was actually inspired by a card that I had done on my Now What series a couple of weeks ago. So this is a sketch, and I'll show you the card at the end of which one. Very easy sketch, figuring that it being this time of the holiday season, let's get some cards out. But I'm going to do a card of another sneak peek from the Sale-a-bration catalog. This is called Beautifully Happy. It has some wonderful sentiments on it. This is a second level celebration, so it means that if you are in Canada, you have to spend $120 to get this for free. But it's also a two-step stamping, and very, very easy to do this two-step stamping. So I wanted to show you this, and then I thought that it would be kind of neat to just basically just use this stamp set, and I can show you some different things that you can do with it with this simple sketch. So let's go ahead and get started on that. And I've decided to use Evening Evergreen and Polished Pink. I love those two colors together. They kind of look like black in there, but it's really the Evening Evergreen. Now, I'm going to start saying it. This is one of the in colors that's supposed to be retiring. So it's not something that, if you like this color, I would say get this color now. All right, so a regular card base. Always when I go and I state on my card sketches is I say a regular card base, and I do the finished card base. This actually is a piece of paper that is 5.5 by 8.5, and it's scored at 4.25. I'm going to fold into that, and let's go ahead and just use our bone folder and get a good crease on this card. And then I have my second layer, which I did in Polished Pink, and I ran it through the Time Worn embossing folder. I think it needed a little bit of something on there, so this is going to go on there. But I'm thinking to myself that what I want to do is I want to put a ribbon on here, even though it doesn't show on there. So always when I use a ribbon, I use and especially with an embossing folder, I use tear and tape. And then I can reinforce it. And, I'm going to go in and I'm just going to use my take a pick tool to take this off on both sides here. But I'm using the Evening Evergreen open weave ribbon. I love this ribbon. It's going to be another sad thing that's going to be retiring. Now, there's a right and a wrong way, but you can kind of feel which way that goes. So I'm just going to wrap that around there. And we'll just cut that piece off. Or we're hoping that we're going to cut that piece off. There we go. And I think I might do, this didn't stick down there very good, so let me just get that on there. And that's why we reinforce this. Now see, that's crooked, so at least I can fix this while it's still, before I reinforce it. And then by reinforcing, all we're doing is I'm coming in with my tear and tape again, and I'm just going over that part, and that is going to keep that ribbon on so that it doesn't come off. And you'll see what I mean. See, it just will not come off. All right, so I'm going to go ahead, put that onto this card base, and I like to use my liquid glue with this. Let's go ahead and put that right on there. go. Now, let's do some stamping. So I went and I cut these, and these measurements are approximate measurements of these rectangles. But I did use the deckled rectangle dies. But this is approximately, and I'll just show you this. So I have my evening evergreen, approximately 3 by 4 1/4, and that's just going to go up there. And you can see this is a little unorthodox. It's going to go up onto the side there. And then I have a piece of basic white, and I've used the deckled rectangle that's just a tiny bit smaller than that. So that just gives you the idea. We're going to put the sentiment across here, but this way here, now what I can do is I can tie a bow or a faux bow there, and it's going to show up quite well. All right, so let's just leave that. And those are all basically our measurements there. Remember to enter into the sketch challenge. I do a monthly draw, the draw being for if you live in Canada, it's a product, and usually it's a stamp set. And if you live outside of Canada, you're still eligible to be in the draw. And basically, you could get a tutorial from me. All right, so I'm going to come in with this image here. This is the first image we're going to put on there. And then we're going to do our 2-step stamping with that. So I'm going to use Memento ink. The other day I had mentioned about StazOn, and StazOn, you do not really want to use any kind of a StazOn ink on photopolymer stamps. Right, so I'm just going to go ahead and put that on there. Now, usually with the photopolymer stamp, I would use it on my paper piercing mat, but this is a pad of grid paper, so I've got some really good padding down there. And there's a good image. It worked out pretty good. And now what we can do is we can use these different images. So this is the leaf image. And what you want to do before you really do this is figure out where that's going to go. So I know it's going to go on there. So I'm going to come in with my evening evergreen. I am going to miss this color so much. All right. And then let's just go ahead and put that on there. So see, it's also a distinctive stamp set, so it doesn't stamp evenly on there. And then I'm also going to come in with my polished pink. I'm going to need this evening evergreen again, but I want to do this polished pink first. Like I say, this is a distinctive stamp. So you know that this one is going to go there. Oh my goodness. There we go. This one is going to go there actually. So let's get that lined up. Then line this one up here, and then you're going to line this one down there. So you kind of have to line it up in 3 different spots. But by doing that, you're going to get it so that it's right in the right spot. Well, we'll keep our fingers crossed anyways. There we go. And that gives kind of a stamped off image there. Now, I also want to go ahead and stamp those flower images again. And I want to do that on a spare piece of cardstock. Just like that. And then we're going to go and we're going to double stamp that again. So just going to get those lined up again. Whoops, it rocked. So I'm not sure how that's going to turn out. There we go. It worked okay. Worked good. All right. So I'm not going to worry about the green on there. But see, this part here is actually the buds. And that would be probably the green, correct? So I'm going to go back in with my evening evergreen. And we are going to go ahead and stamp this. Now, there's this piece here. And then we're going to also line up. We're going to line up that piece there, up at the top. and then down at the bottom as well. Should be about right. There we go. Just off by a bit, but you know what? It's really not that bad. Now, there's another little stamp in here that I think is just adorable, and I hope I haven't lost it on my table here. Unless I put it back in here. I did put it back in here. That was a really smart move on my part. All right, so all I'm going to do is just need a little stamp. And this is the little bumblebee. So I'm going to stamp him or it right up here, like so. And then there's also a little piece that's here. So I'm going to take this off. And whether, I don't know if this is supposed to be, whoops, it's not that one. Where did I put that little piece? Now, isn't that funny? Because, oh, there it is. It's on this another stamp set here. I don't know if this is what it's intended to be used for, but I'm going to use it. I'm going to color with Daffodil Delight. And I'm going to color this little body. Just there. And turn it around and go there. And like I say, I'm not sure if that's what's supposed to go on there, but that's what I decided to put on there. All right. Then what I can do is I decide, oh, look, I got ink on there. Well, I'm going to have to change up. I know this is going to go on here. And honestly, the sentiment was supposed to go across here. I'm going to try to cover that part up with the sentiment that's on there. So the sentiment that I had that I thought of using was I could use for a very happy birthday, sending happy thoughts. It's kind of a fun card. But then for a better feeling day, and I'm just, you know what, you always need one of those hope you're feeling better type ones. Here, we'll use this one because then I can put that stamp there. Now I know the card sketch says over to that side, but honestly, I've got to cover that up. So I'm going to use that stamp there. Always seem to get something. And you know what? I think I'm going to do this in Evening Evergreen as well. The inking. And we're just going to put it on this other scrap piece of paper. Whoops, that's not very dark. This is a newer stamp set, so it should work okay. There we go. That's better. All right. So we're going to go ahead and fussy cut that part out. So I will go back in and review if you have any questions. But like I say, this is a celebration stamp set that's going to be available on January the 5th. Now, this is demonstrators could pre-earn this in the month of December. So, you know, really, honestly, if you would like to get some of this stuff ahead of time and you live in Canada, I'd love to have you on my team there. So that's where I'm going to put that on there to kind of cover up that part. We're going to get that covered. You know what? I think I could even do it on an angle like that. And then that's going to give me a bit of leeway on there. Now, I'm going to go ahead and attach this onto here. No, you know what? I'm going to attach this part onto my card. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to pop this part up. So we're going to, like I say, it's going to go off to that side there. Hold that down for a bit. We're going to put this on with dimensionals. So frustrating when you do that with that, but I guess it's just an opportunity that we're just going to switch it up, right? Creative opportunity. There we go. Going to go there. And you know, honestly, I don't think that that's going to show up that much on there. So I'm thinking to myself that I've got to pop that up. Now, do I want to pop that up with pink, or do I want to pop it up with Evening Evergreen behind it? Let's see how that's going to look. You know what? Oh, I'm going to change that up completely. We're going to really improvise here. So I'm just going to take this like this. And I'm going to pop that up. Back with my dimensionals. And then I can put it directly right onto the card. Let's put that on there. Like making it a little bit there. Yeah, that'll work. Okay, so I'll just pop that onto there. Like I say, unfortunately, we have to change that up just a bit from the sketch just because of covering up an error. Now I have these here, so I thought, what better thing to do than to go and let's fussy cut these out. When I fussy cut, I always move my paper. I don't move my scissors. Because what I want to do is I want to pop up these flowers. Just like so. And that'll add a bit of dimension to this particular card. Now you just have to figure out where it's going. Here, this goes down here. There we go. Just like that. So I'll add some dimensionals there. We'll add a couple on this bigger one. There we go. And then I think we could cut this little one out here as well. And I also leave a bit of a gap or a bit of a border around it. The rest of the stamping is going, you know what, I want to take that part off because it's going to show green. We'll come and use a little dimensional on there. We had some little white ones here. Here we go. Put that one there. It's always these little touches. So this is a simple, a very, very simple layout. But what I'm doing with it is stepping it up, right? So one there. So see, we're starting to get that. And I think this one would be good to have on there as well. And we'll just cut that out. We'll put one. You know, I think we'll just use the little dimensional on here as well. Oops, and then we'll just trim this part off a little bit. So that's just going to go on there like that. And that's giving us some dimension on this particular card. Okay, so now what we want to do is we want to finish the inside. And I had a piece here. And you know, I thought it would be really good to actually use maybe this flower here. So let's go ahead and use that flower. And Geez, I like that little bee on there. I think that's so cute. All right, so we're just going to go ahead. Let's just put this onto this side here. And then we can also use this little piece here, and we'll do the two-step stamping from there. From a simple layout to more of a stepped up type card, right? Now, I've got to see if I can get that. I know where. There we go. That's a little off, but you know what? I'm okay with that. The other thing you could have done, and I'll show you what you could do on the other side, is you could do it, stamp it like this, and then you can come in with that stamp set, this one here, and go and stamp it. And let's see which way we like that done best. This is going to be maybe a little harder to line up. I think the way I'd done it before was easier. So we're going to leave it like that. Let's go ahead and put that on the inside. And then we can decide whatever we want to. See, with this one, at least you don't know where you're putting the flowers. So definitely don't like that. So don't go along with that idea. So this is just going to go here. This memento really is getting all over the place. I am actually going to take that off and put another card base on there. Because honestly, I'm getting this ink all over the place. Now this piece is 3 3/4 by 5 inch. That's my preference. Okay, now we got to just finish this card off. So like I say, this is a Beautifully Happy from the Sale-a-bration. It's a level 2 stamp set. So that's kind of fun. There's some excellent stamp sets and some really nice designer series paper in this new Sale-a-bration catalog. If you have purchased from me in the past, you probably have one coming in the mail. I put it out there. What day did I do it? I can't even remember. Thursday, I think I went and put them in the mail. So just watch for your teal envelope to get in there. Do I want to do it this way? No, you know what? We're just going to do it that way. Just take this off. There we go. And then, of course, we have to put on embellishments as well. So I thought these 2021-23 opal rounds, they're still in the catalog. I thought they would go perfect. So I'm going to put them down here. And then let me show you this other card that I had done. Like I say, it's my design. I had done it. I'm just going to put this here. Put one up there. And one down here. Whoops. You know what? I want it to go here. Let's put this one down just a bit. There we go. All right. So there's that and the card sketch. Like I say, we had to improvise because we had some blotches on there. So the sentiment would actually go across there, but we're kind of getting that look with this one there. Now let me show you the card that inspired this particular layout, and that was the card I'd done, and this is another Sale-a-bration one. So I hope you enjoyed that. Don't forget to put your do a card using this sketch and put it into my group. The group is down right about there. I should know better to go on to this side. Anyways, the link to the group is there. Make sure that you do go in there, and I do random draw for one for the mystery and one also for the card sketch. So there's the card sketch. And there you go. Have a great day. Like I say, this is pre-recorded, so just enjoy your holidays and stay safe. Bye for now.